This is a Beretta PX4 Storm Subcompact. We're going to talk about it now. It's got over 500 rounds through it. I'll put it in my wife's hands and get her perspective on it. It is her gun. She carries it. She shoots it the most. And let me start out with this. I like to do a little bit of trivia. Most of you realize that Beretta is by far the oldest gun manufacturer in the world, bar none. Hundreds and hundreds of years old. But what corporation is known to be the very, very first corporation to ever create a receipt back to the year 1526? Yes, it is Beretta. Let's talk about Italian perfection. Welcome to weaponseducation.com. The Beretta PX4 Storm has proven itself in the past year to be very reliable. I purchased this for my wife, and she has a lot of rounds through it with both hollow points and full metal jacket. So it feeds very well, zero malfunctions. It's basically 450 rounds and zero malfunctions. So it's done well. Now what I'll say is you can get this gun in 3 different sizes. The subcompact, which is what this is. And when I first purchased this is the smallest PX4 Storm you can get. You can get it in subcompact, compact, or full size. When I purchased this, I got it for my wife thinking that it's way, way too small for me. And I want to do a hand demonstration right now and show you something. Here's my hand. I'm a big guy. Let me put the magazine in it. And by the way, talking about the magazine, see, I'm a big guy, and I said, this gun, see that? It's too small for my hands. See my pinky is below the magazine? Well, what Beretta does, and they have this patented, look at that. There's something so small, it's like genius. Now, it fits my hand. And like I said, I'm 6'4". Look at my index finger on the rest here for your finger. Look at that, it fits perfect. So, and it's on both sides, this rest. And what I want to do right now is put the gun in my wife's hands. It's her gun, and I want her to explain as to the fact that her finger comes up to about here, but it's still okay for her. Let's do that right now. Here is the gun in my wife's hand. Tammy, what is your height?
5'3".
5'3". And you have small, petite hands, is correct?
Yes.
Now that's why we got the subcompact 9mm. Are you happy with the gun?
I love it. It's great. It's comfortable, a nice fit.
It feels a little heavy to you mentioned compared to the SIG P238, correct?
If I compare it to the other ones, the smaller ones.
But that's kind of stouty, and it feels good and strong in your hand, right?
Yeah, actually, it's very accurate at the range. I love taking it there, so it's wonderful. Good fit.
And how about the fit and finish as far as the frame? Does it get scratched up in your holster, in your purse?
No, it's actually in there quite often, and no, I mean
I'll hold it like that for a second.
As you see, it's perfect.
You could do that again. I want to talk about something. You see how your index finger does not reach the finger rest? Do you see that? I'm talking to everybody. Her finger does not reach that. Mine did. And that's what's kind of neat about this gun, is that even though it's a subcompact, it's comfortable to you, right?
It's wonderful, yeah. It feels
and you
great.
have small hands, and your finger still does not reach. Let me show that again. Your finger still does not reach that finger rest. But it doesn't bother you, correct?
No, not at all.
And put your finger on the trigger for a moment, and I want to point out how big the trigger guard is on that gun. It's huge. So if you were wearing gloves, like a big heavy set of gloves in the wintertime, you can still easily get to that trigger and protect your life, correct?
Yes, easily. Plenty of space.
Okay, and overall, the safety, the features on the gun, which has a decocker, as you know, and you're okay with that?
It's wonderful. I think it's very safe, and as I said, I use this quite often in my purse, so it's wonderful. I have nothing bad to say at this point.
All right. So, but you cognitively know to hit that safety from down to up to make it go fire.
Sure.
Which
and it's always safe.
Right. It's you keep it in safe mode is what you're saying.
Choose to keep
You
it
choose to
always in
keep it on
safe mode.
safety,
Yes.
and then you know to flip that safety up so now it's red like it is now, and then you can fire. All right, I just wanted a female's perspective and to show how a very small, petite female's hand is still very small for this gun, and that's why we chose the Subcompact. Let's move on to something else right now. So we have a gun that is actually, even though it's subcompact, it's big enough for a 6'4" guy. It's small enough for a petite female. It's extremely accurate. It's extremely durable. You've got the safety, which is also a decocker, by the way. And what's really cool is Beretta is the only gun that I'm aware of in which you can rack the slide with one hand. So say if you're righty, how can I rack that slide with just my right hand and not my left? Think about that. Let's look at that feature right now. There's a feature to this gun I've never seen anyone show on anywhere on the internet. And that is if you wanted to pull the slide back with one hand, how do you do it? Let's show that right now, okay? Okay. Just show you the table here. Now, it's got the 3-dot system here for sights, and what they designed these rear sights to do is this. You gotta push it down hard against the table, and you can lock it up. One hand. Let me show you that again. It's pretty sweet. Safety check guns, of course. You push it down hard, and you lock it up. That is cool. I tell you, the Italians really think of everything. The finish on this gun is, the way Beretta explains it, is corrosion resistant, a fiberglass polymer frame. And it's got a glossy finish on it, and the serrations are perfect. Everything about the gun is really nice for $575. That's, by the way, that's what the gun costs, $575 no matter what size you prefer, subcompact, compact, or full size. And you can get this in a 40 caliber also. And if you want to go to the 45, you can even get that as long as you choose the full size gun. Let's talk about disassembly right now. Let's talk about disassembly briefly. Let me show you here. You have the lever here, and you got to take a lot of pressure and push it down a lot. I'm going to use my right thumb here because so you can see it. Okay, so once it's down, this is kind of unique. And what Beretta did, you're looking right here close please, what Beretta did is they designed this so you don't have to take the lever all the way out and put it somewhere else. So if you're out in the field, you will not lose this part. So watch what I'm doing here and listen for the click. I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to pull it out and you listen for the click. I'm righty, so I have to look at it. Let's see. I'll try to do it like this. Listen for the click. Hear that? That click right there. Now, once it's in that position, you can easily disassemble your gun. So you can keep your lever in the gun and not lose it, potentially. And then we know the rest of what to do here. You get your barrel. And the barrel is really cool, by the way. Let me show you something here. I just talk about the gun as I look at it. Look at the barrel, how it looks like a trumpet. Focus in on that, the front of it. Isn't that cool? Really special barrel. Put it back in the gun. Very easy. What we want to do is put the slide back on. So very simply, you put the slide back on. I'm going to show you one little trick here. Make sure this is all down. Okay. Now, To get the pin back in, a lot of guys say, oh my gosh, I can't get the pin in, what's going on? Move it forward towards the barrel, pointing forward. And then you simply push it in. Just like that. You got your gun back. Our overall impression of the Beretta PX4 Storm Compact is extremely positive. It eats all ammunition. It's extremely ergonomic. It fits in your hand well. I didn't mention it does have a rail on the front. It's got a large trigger guard. And the fact that this magazine pops down like that really makes it large enough for a big guy like me to carry it. My next Beretta video will be on the 92FS. So be patient, we'll get to that gun. That's the next Beretta video. Tammy, we're talking about all this Italian stuff here, this Italian gun. It's making me kind of hungry. I want some Italian food. What's your favorite Italian dish? To all of our Italian friends and Italian food lovers out in the world, what is yours?
I would say, let's say a spicy seafood fried Diavolo sounds great.
All right. And then white wine or red wine with that?
I would say probably red.
Okay. And I'll get a veal chop and I'll share a glass of that red wine with you.
Sounds
The
good.
Italians have it right. Thank you. Please tell a friend. Please subscribe. The Beretta PX4 Storm is a winner.